The DJI Mini 2 was released in November 2020, 1 year after the original Mavic Mini. The Mini 2 had many improvements over the older Mini, such as the camera and the OcuSync transmission, just to name two. And because of those improvements, many people are now looking forward so much to what DJI has in store for us with the Mini 3. But it's taking a long time. Let's have a look. It takes a lot of time for the Mini 3 to arrive, too much time actually, but it builds up the tension and it makes all of us look forward so much to the DJI Mini 3. The Mini series so far with the original Mavic Mini, the Mini 2 and last year's cheaper Mini SE have been very successful for DJI, so we have no doubt that DJI will come up with a successor, but what can we expect? If there is one feature of the DJI Mini series that stands out, it is the weight of less than 250 grams. This puts the Mini drones in a category of drones for which you don't need to follow any course or be certified to fly it. And that's why the Mini 3 will, without doubt, weigh again less than 250 grams. Thanks to its low weight, this also means that the form factor will once again be very compact, making it very easy to take along with you wherever you go. When DJI comes out with the successor of the Mini 2, they are obviously going to want to come out with a better camera. Being DJI, if you want to release a new and improved drone, you just can't come out with the same camera, right? It is hard to predict what the exact specs of the camera will be, but the least we can expect is 4K at 60 frames per second and a larger sensor, which will provide better quality footage, even better than that of the Mini 2, which was already very good. Obstacle avoidance was until now reserved for DJI's larger and more expensive drones, also because the compact form factor made it more difficult to install extra sensors. But in the meantime, the competition has not been sitting still, and Autel Robotics, for example, has already succeeded in integrating additional sensors for obstacle avoidance in their nano drones, which also weigh less than 250 grams. More on that competition later, by the way. But because of this, DJI has no choice but to come up with additional sensors. This might be one of the reasons why the release of the Mini 3 is taking so long. The ability to track objects is a software feature, so you may wonder why DJI has not implemented this in the Mini series before. But the ability to track objects only becomes interesting if you make sure the drone can follow those objects. But then again, you would need obstacle avoidance on your drone to make sure it doesn't crash when following the object. And that's the hardware feature we haven't seen in the Mini series so far. So that makes sense. Now, when it comes to competition, DJI is still by far the market leader in drones and still had more than half of the market at the end of 2021. But it seems that they have lost about 15% of that market share at the same time. One of the competitors is Autel Robotics, which is in second place in the drone market and has released direct competitors to the Mini series with its Nano and Nano Plus drones. The Nano Plus, for example, is to a large extent comparable to the Mini 2, including the sub 250 gram weight, compact form factor, slightly better camera, and most importantly, obstacle avoidance sensors and active tracking. If DJI wants to remain the market leader and keep off Autel, then they are obligated to do at least as good as the competition with the Mini 3. There are other things people expect from the new Mini 3 drone, but maybe a bit less important than the things mentioned before. Better battery life? Well, the DJI Mini 2 can officially fly just over 30 minutes on one battery. That by itself is certainly not bad at all, but if they could manage to increase it with a couple of minutes, then yes please, but not an absolute must-have. Better OcuSync? An even better transmission between controller and drone? Yes please, but it's already very good, so again not an absolute must-have. Better aerodynamics and bigger wings? If it helps to improve the already good stability and flying experience of the Mini 2, then yes please, but like I said, it's already very good. Of course, the price is hard to predict, but because of the extra features, we might have to expect an increase in price compared to the Mini 2. On the other hand, DJI cannot charge too much in order to avoid being in the same league as their other more expensive drones. So we'll just have to wait and see what the price will be. Until now, we don't know when the Mini 3 will be released, but in the meantime, there have been leaks. In December of 2021, there was a tweet from Deals Drone that showed a release sheet from DJI with a release date for the Mini 3 in April of 2022. No guarantees that this will be the effective release date, but we can only hope for it. We can't wait. We just can't wait for DJI to release the Mini 3 with all of the new features we've been looking forward to for so long. The most important of these features are the extra sensors for obstacle avoidance, the active tracking and the improved camera. Competition has not been sitting still either, and I think that is exactly why it has taken so long. DJI wants to come out with a Mini 3 that overtakes all expectations and competitors. They want to come out with a big Mini 3. Thanks for watching and see you in the next one. Bye bye.